Hi there, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the Eyedropper tool. I know that we already saw how the Eyedropper tool works, but I need to teach you some details on this tool. So let's go. Eyedropper tool, shortcut letter I. To use the Eyedropper tool, you need to select an object and you can click on the Eyedropper tool, letter I, and then select another color or another object to catch. What I need you to understand is that objects in Adobe Illustrator have fill and have strokes. So for example, this color here only has a fill color. This one too. The stroke is null here, as you can see. On the top objects, top three, they have fill and they have strokes. So you can see they have fill and they have strokes. Below, we have these 6 options here, which they only have fill, but they have special fills. This one has a fill with an opacity of 50%. That means there is 50% transparency. And these ones, they have fills, but they are gradient fills. They are a little bit different. So what does this has to do with the Eyedropper tool? Well, when you're catching a color inside Illustrator with another Illustrator object, it will catch the fill and the stroke. This is really important because it can change the object that you're catching. So let's go and see it, how it works. So let's select this triangle, for example. And as I taught you before, if you want to catch a color, just use the Eyedropper tool and select a color. For example, the pink one. So what did happen? The triangle earlier was yellow with a stroke of black, just like this one here. So I'm going to select and check it out. It has a fill and it has a stroke. Now, this triangle has a fill, but it doesn't have a stroke. When you're using the Eyedropper tool, it catches the fill and it catches also the stroke. For example, if I use the Eyedropper tool on the top, it's different. Although I'm selecting this color, I'm not actually only selecting the color, I'm selecting the object, the information with the object. So it will catch the stroke, it will catch the fill, it will catch the opacity, and if the color is gradient, it will catch it too. So check it out. If I click here, I chose a gradient color. It used the gradient color in the triangle. Don't worry, we'll go into detail later on gradient colors. And here is the same color but with an opacity of 50%. If you use the Eyedropper tool, 50% of it will go transparent. Look at it. As you can see here, we reduce the opacity of this color. Isn't that cool? Now let's go to see some things that are a little bit different. We haven't seen brushes yet, but don't worry, we'll see it later on. I just want you to understand that these are brushes and these are variable strokes. So let me show. If I select this, it says here it has a brush in the property panel. That means it's not only a line, it's a different type of line. And here we have also an object which is a little bit different. The stroke is larger in one side and thinner in the other. Davi, what does this has to do with the Eyedropper tool? Well, I want you to understand that in this version of Illustrator 2020, the Eyedropper tool doesn't catch the brushes and doesn't catch the variable width. That means that if I select the triangle and use the Eyedropper tool with an object that has a brush, my object won't catch the brush. So the triangle won't have the same brush as in this object here. The same goes with variable width. So if I click here with the Eyedropper tool, my triangle won't catch this line. It's a different line. I'm going to select the selection tool now. Can you see the difference in this object? The line here is thinner and here is longer. So I'm going to enlarge it just for you to see. Shift. So this part here is thinner and this part here is longer. The eyedropper tool didn't catch this. If I want to change it, I have to click on the object and select a different type of width. Don't worry, we're going to see this later, okay? But just understand that today the eyedropper tool doesn't catch brushes and doesn't catch variable width. Before you start playing around with this file, eyedropper tool, I want you to understand one more thing. Some of the tools here, they have advanced options. So does the eyedropper tool. If you double click on the eyedropper tool, you will see the eyedropper tool options. Maybe in the future, the eyedropper tool will have capability to catch a brush, for example. And if that day comes, there will be an option here for brush button. All right, so pay attention. Maybe in the future, it will be able to catch brushes, but not today, okay? And these are the options that the eyedropper can pick up. So it can pick up including character style and paragraph. Don't worry, we're going to talk about character style, paragraph style in the typography section. Let's just click OK. One more thing. I taught you how to catch colors, but if the object has a no fill, so this one doesn't have a fill, if you want to catch the object, you have to put the eyedropper tool on the top of the line to catch the stroke, or in the center of the object. This is the only way you can catch it. So I'll click on the selection tool, click on an object, click on the eyedropper tool, and then try to click here. You have to either click in the middle, in the center, or on the line. I'm going to click here again, and I'm going to choose the line. If by any chance it doesn't go red like this, it means it's not selected, okay? Davi, you taught us that eyedropper tool doesn't catch variable width. How come it has a variable width now? Because I changed it before, remember? Just a little bit earlier, I changed it to show you. I'm going to put it back on. All right, this is it. This is the eyedropper tool class. I hope you enjoyed it. Open the file now and start playing with the eyedropper tool to learn what I just taught you, okay? And I'll see you on the next class.